from the studio in the bonus room above the garage on the north side of Fort Mill, pretty much on the edge of York County, in the shadow of Charlotte, maybe a notch over from the buckle of the Bible Belt at the foot of Mount Belzoni. This is the York County Democratic Party YouTube show, podcast, whatever we call it, YCDP TV. Hey everybody, I'm Gary Pierce, your host and producer for this episode 13. I'm calling it Truth to Power. Okay, this is our overflow from the last episode, but we're still on the library beat just a bit longer. At the July 17th County Council meeting, that's the one where they finally voted out all the at-large members of the Library Board of Trustees, they had the usual opportunity for public comments.
But what we do at the outset is we provide an opportunity for 15 members of our community to sign up and to speak.
And boy, howdy did they have public comments.
We have a full slate in front of us tonight, so we are going to hear from 15 individuals who signed up, the first ones who signed up.
Now, at this meeting, they had an overflow crowd. The gallery was full, the peanut gallery I mentioned. They had 2 rooms upstairs full of people. There were people standing in the lobby watching on the video monitors. And the sign-up sheet for speakers was full too.
We rarely have but a couple, if that.
They allow 15 people to sign up. Each one gets 2 minutes to address the council. So if all the spots are filled, and that pretty much never happens, the public speaker time can run to 30 minutes. I have edited that down to about 12 minutes, but I think I let everybody make their main points. Okay, I admit I had a little fun with one of the Republican speakers. You'll see in a minute. You may need to back it up and watch again. It goes by pretty fast. There's one other interesting thing about that sign-up sheet. A bunch of the right-wingers signed up at the bottom of the list, so they could be sure to speak last. As former President George W. Bush would say,
strategery.
I suppose it worked. I mean, the council voted 5-2 to pass the ordinance that booted off those at-large library board members. But as our YCDP chair, John Kralevich, told me, that vote was locked in as soon as Tom Audette started his little culture war campaign to stir up trouble at the library. It was never going to be any different. None of us needed to be there. Or did we? Well, we were there. I think maybe this is what's called the long game. Okay, let's play. First, and I'm putting them first because they wanted to be last. So first, it's them.
First individual who signed up is Linda Fisher.
At the last meeting of this council, I heard numerous references to leaving the running of the library to the experts. What exactly are the criteria for these supposed experts? The tax-supported public library autocratically denies the request of parents to simply relocate materials that offend the ethics and morality that form the underpinning of this country by telling parents they are responsible for the oversight of the books their children check out of the library. The library has put a predator on their shelves that will steal my daughter's childhood and destroy her innocence. This particular board is not comprised of experts.
Hi, I'm Tim Steele. The issue I am here about is the placement of sexually explicit materials in the children's section of the York County libraries. This violates 3 fundamental principles established by God. Putting sexualized materials in the adult section of the library both protects children from grooming for abuse by predators and guarantees the rights of the parent to determine what their child is exposed to.
Greetings, County Council. I'm Camden. I'm here to urge you all today to vote to reorganize the Library Board. The Library Board is largely run by unaccountable experts and professionals with little recourse available to we the people.
Hello, council members. My name is David Abragamov. I live in Spartanburg County, but I live on the Winthrop grounds during the school year. As I just said, I'm a student at Winthrop and the president of the Winthrop University College Republicans. I originally wanted to be very neutral on this subject, come in as just a person who just hears both sides of this issue. However, there was a few incidents that I saw on social media. The most prominent example was I saw during Pride Month an incident recorded in New York.
New York City! New York City!
Where gay pride marchers had a slogan they were chanting, which was very interesting to me. We're here, we're queer, and we're coming for your children.
We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children.
Obviously, I'm being sarcastic.
We're coming for your children.
But not that sarcastic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're admitting it. They're coming for your children. Nothing to see here, no problems.
So they knew I was being sarcastic, but now they're analyzing.
Why is it that drag queens only want to read to young children?
These people are the lowest form of life.
I believe that the efforts made here and through the progress continued by the York County councilmen are good and will serve this county well.
Hello, I'm Lori Moore. The ALA is the oldest and largest library association since 1876. Unfortunately, has gone from an association to assassination of children's innocence. Part of the ALA agenda is to ban Christian books and Christian story hours in all public libraries. Where is the inclusion they scream about? This opposition uses the same inclusion to justify these sexual obscene books to be left in children's section of the library.
Denise Bach, Fort Mill High Council. Each one of you was elected by the people in your district, so the votes you cast here should be a reflection of the community you represent. It's completely reasonable to reduce the size of the library board to 7 so each council member can finally select someone that represents the community in the district that elected them. It is time for accountability and fairness in selecting library board members so that conservative voices are not left out.
Diana Simone, 375 Starlight Drive, Fort Mill. If I were to hold any of these books outside the library and show the children pages from them, books in the library, a picture of a nude man in a parade, a naked man and a woman side by side, a naked man and a minor, someone would call Sheriff Tolson and I would be arrested. And according to the very laws that the library quotes on its website, this is obscene material.
Danielle Graham, our 7 districts, not 10, are each 42,000 people. Each council member is allowed to appoint one person to the library board from their district, but there are also 3 additional at-large seats. That brings us to 10 people on the library board, not 7 to match the number of districts. An unequal number of votes gets watered down as a result.
And now it's our turn.
Rosalind Hudson, Fort Mill. Bigotry cloaked in a flag and waving a Bible is still bigotry. Trained, educated, professional librarians in our public libraries have looked at these books and they're not pornography. The fact that gender is not binary is not pornography. Reducing the board in a naked attempt to promote bigotry is wrong and anti-American. I expect leaders of an elected secular board to represent all the people of York County, not just those who want to discriminate.
I'm Elizabeth Simpson, parent in Fort Mill. And first of all, personally, I'm here to remind everybody in the whole room that the United States of America is not a theocracy. When it comes to my children's education and mental well-being and ability to thrive in their community, I want the advice of experts. The Bible is irrelevant to the law, as all religious texts should be, because America is not a theocracy.
I'm Andrea Hale. I've been a teacher for 10 years. I'm here in support of our professional librarians and their expertise in making decisions for the selection and placement of books in our public libraries. It's become quite clear that certain council members have taken it upon themselves to overstep their roles by attempting to force their personal values upon our libraries. They are attempting to take choice away from families by restricting what the libraries offers on their shelves because certain books don't align with their personal beliefs. Because these council members were unsuccessful in forcing the library board to restrict access to books, their next tactic is to reduce the number of board members to garner control. These members have attempted to sway the council by falsely claiming the library board has ongoing quorum issues. There was just one meeting in which quorum was not met. Library policy clearly states that it is up to the parents to monitor what their children take home from the library. If someone doesn't want their child to read a certain book, they don't have to check it out.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Tyler, and I live in Fort Mill. I am, to some of you, a transgender woman. To others, evidently, I'm an abomination. Regardless, I don't care what you think of me as. I do, however, care about the children and teenagers who are going to grow up in households who refuse to love them as they are. I give not pretense to those who would deflect and say that they care simply for restricting sexually explicit material. These books teach about puberty. These books teach about loving yourself. And these books teach about the many wonderful ways one can live life as a human being. The current library board knows this,
And that's why they won't restrict these valuable tools for both parents and kids alike. I will not stand for kids and teenagers being forced to use a separate but equal section away from other kids' books.
Hi, Lydia Morales. I live in Fort Mill, South Carolina. It was said previously that librarians are sex traffickers, but let me clarify that definition. Sex trafficking encompasses the range of activities involved when a trafficker uses force, fraud, or coercion to compel another person to cause a child to engage in a commercial sex act. It doesn't even make sense. So shame on you for even trying to say that a librarian is a sex trafficker. But let's talk about books. I looked up the state's definition of obscene material, and it has 4 standards it has to meet in order to qualify as obscene. The material in question is not protected by the U.S. Constitution. Well, these books are protected. The First Amendment rights to freedom of expression encompasses intellectual freedom, which includes an individual's right to receive information on a wide variety of topics from a wide variety of viewpoints. 2, the average person would find the material offensive. 3, the average person would find the material to involve sexual conduct. Well, let's just say the average person can be widely debated right now. And 4, the average person must view the material as lacking any sort of value, for example, educational, artistic, or otherwise. And these books do have value, whether you want them to or not. So these books do not qualify as obscene. Next up, pornography. Printed or visual material containing the explicit description or display of sexual organs or activity intended to stimulate erotic feelings rather than aesthetic or emotional feelings. These books are not intended to stimulate erotic feelings. And if you are stimulated by these books, that's a you problem.
Hi, my name is Penelope Burden, and I'm starting 4th grade at River Trail in Fort Mill. My question for the council is, why are you trying to ban kids' futures? If you're against it, it's okay, it's your opinion, but it's not okay to take it away from parents that want their kids to learn this stuff. So instead, just tell your kid to not read that stuff. Don't take it away from other people. Some people want to learn about their history, like mixed people. They want to know both sides of their family, like me. It's also not fair to say this girl is a boy and this boy is a girl because of their haircut, like me. I don't feel comfortable that the council is banning books that show different is okay. I think the books would help people understand that girls can have short hair, but if they're banned, then people will keep calling, like me, boys. So now I feel like I need to grow my hair back out. The council should not ban books about pride and transgender because you are trying to make them feel guilty. Right now, your focus is on books about pride. But I worry about the next books you want to ban. When does it end?
Hi, my name is Erin Johnson. I live in Rock Hill. I'm a preschool teacher and a children's book author and illustrator as well. The library also offers access to diverse books that teach kids about their bodies, their identity, and their race, among others. They don't hide them away either or create a culture of shame around them. Rather, they allow these books to be what they often are for young kids, a lifeline. My daughter is 3. I don't know who she'll become, but I'm relieved this library is part of her village. And of all the things that could harm our children, from cyberbullies to bullets, I will put books at the back of the list. Trust our board and librarians to keep creating this space and vote no on changing the board. Thank you.
And finally, I'm not the only one making media in this culture war. I haven't seen any Republican media. If anybody's seen any, let me know. But Catherine from Cape has made a few TikToks, and I wanted to show you at least one of them. Here it is. So, is this the end of the library story? Well, it is for now, but we and CAPE will be watching to see who gets appointed to fill those empty seats on the library board and what they do going forward. I mean, changing the board has always been an awkward way to accomplish what Audette and Company couldn't do with just pressure. That is, move those books that the right is so afraid their children might see. So the old board refused to do it. What will the new board do? I think the library board meetings are going to have a bigger audience than they've been used to for a while. Many eyes are now wide open. We, the YCDP TV show, well, we're going to move on to other areas of political interest in York County, but our spies will let you know if they spot any shenanigans. Well, pretty much any place. We do have spies, don't we? I think we do. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and click the bell and whatever all those other shows are asking you to do, and I'll see you next time. Over and out.